Theo, we're on a decent run at the moment. It's just one defeat in our last 8 league games. What's the mood like in and around the camp?
Confident, good. I think this is where I'd hoped we'd get to be honest. We had a difficult beginning just in terms of results, and I'm glad that that didn't really affect us too much. I think it was always going to take a little bit of time to maybe accustom to it, and we have now. And I think this, without getting ahead of ourselves, I think the sky's the limit, to be honest. I look at the last 10 or 11 games, I think we're probably playing better football than any of the opposition we're playing against, to be honest. I think most teams who can get a point off us or do beat us are pretty pleased that they've done so. And that speaks volumes, and I think there's so much more to come still. We're playing in a slightly different shape to what we did last year, so we're still gelling with that, but it's been good. I wish we'd had a couple more points on the board, a couple of draws that I think probably could have and should have been victories. Plenty of things to work on, but confidence is pretty high, and we're just kind of wanting the games to come thick and fast at the moment.
It feels like there aren't really any games that we go into where we think like, "Well, this is going to be tough today." It does feel like confidence is high. Is that fair?
Definitely. I mean, as it should be always, to be honest. You should always go in confident, but like, there's a difference between just like blind confidence and actually being realistic. But I think actually being realistic, we can go into any game knowing that if we execute our game plan, we're a match for anybody in the division, and I genuinely believe that. I hope the fans are now beginning to believe that as well. I mean, I see online sometimes like, we'll be alright. It's like, I think we should be aiming for more than we'll be alright. I think there's an opportunity here to achieve something great. The players are striving for it, the staff are striving for it. I see no reason why not. Just got to keep working hard for it.
And is that a message that's kind of been talked about in the dressing room?
Maybe not as openly as that, but almost like, I think there's just an energy around. You just get a feel for it, to be honest. I think when you chat after the game and stuff, you're like, last night, really frustrated we don't come away with 3 points. The weekend, home to Barnsley, top scorers in the division, the team that's right up there, came down from the Championship. God, we should have beaten them. I think when you have games like that, well, it tells its own story. So I don't even know if it needs to be said openly like that. But there's a confidence flowing through the group now. I think it's reached everybody, and I'm looking forward to just trying to pick up as many wins as we can and see where we can get to come the sort of run in at the season.
Has been a change in system on the pitch, which you touched on a minute ago. How are you finding your wing-back role?
Yeah, I like it. I've always kind of maybe wondered if it's my best position or not. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm happy playing either on either side. I think there's qualities that of my game that are easier highlighted, and I can exploit more coming from a slightly deeper role at wing back. I think my big question mark was always over sort of my defensive capabilities. I think they're improving, and I like the system. I think the system's suiting the personnel on the pitch at the moment. I don't know if we'll stay there for good. I think it's good to be able to sort of go between a 4 at the back and a 5 at the back, and the excellent thing about the squad we've got is that, well, A, there's good depth, but B, even if there wasn't, players are versatile to play, and a lot of the players can play in 2, 3, 4 positions, so it allows changing shape within game quite easy. I mean, the last 6-7 games, I think, to be honest, has been our best run since the season started, and we've been playing that shape, so something's obviously working with it, definitely.
It's been a busy week this week, and it ends at Burton on Saturday. They've been on a good run until last night when they were beaten. What can we expect from a challenge?
Well, I mean, away from home for a start, it's always going to be difficult. I'm not actually sure entirely where they are in the league table. They'd had a difficult beginning, I think, and have picked up. So, look, you can't go into any game, whether it's Bolton, who are one of the bigger names, or Burton, perhaps not such a big name in the division. I don't think you can take anything lightly. When we saw that last night, we only came away with a point, and we scored in the 96th minute. In terms of them as a team, we've not done because the week's been so busy. We've actually not touched on the analysis yet. Today we did a post-match analysis of Northampton. So our analysis for the Burton game will happen tomorrow and Friday. But look, regardless of any of that, I think we know ourselves we're going to need to be at 100% to really give us a good chance of picking up 3 points on the road.
Just lastly, we've spoken about how positive it feels on the pitch at the moment. Off the pitch and in the stands, it feels really positive as well. How much does that rub off on you as players?
Yeah, no, I've noticed it recently as well. I think difficult start. I wonder maybe if fans had thought, oh, well, we're not quite ready for the step up yet, or none, whatever. And I guess, to be honest, if you look at a 3-0 and a 4-0 drubbing at home, you could probably argue that that looks like that. But yeah, in the last few weeks, I've noticed that they can see that we can beat any team in the league, and now they probably start to believe it, and so they're a bit louder and they expect a bit more. And I want them to expect more. I want them to expect not just, oh, we'll be all right, as I see online. I want them to expect, demand more from us. We demand a lot from each other, but if we're not there, then I want them to do that as well. I think there's such good unity at this football club, and the fans can really strive us on to being as good as we can possibly be. And yeah, I've felt that in the stands in the last few weeks, and I really hope that obviously continues. We had it's a big following for Tuesday night. I thought they filled that whole stand up. They were loud, a lot louder than the rest of the stands were, to be honest. So no offence to Northampton, but yeah, I'm hoping for something similar on Saturday. I've never been to Burton before, but yeah, come in your droves and make some noise, and then hopefully we'll give you 3 points.